Welcome to the first ever, or my first ever, Pokemon Nuzlocke, and we're starting on Pokemon Platinum. Start by picking Turtwig, my goddamn favorite turtle, and of course Barry, our rival, chooses a type advantage in Chimchar. Well, fuck you, Barry. We beat you. First try. Starting off on a real high note in a Nuzlocke, beating the basically impossible to lose rival battle. Then we see Ninja. I didn't know they had a ninja to this game, and he made a celebrity appearance and walked by. We'll see a ninja. Go back, name our Turtwig Leonardo after our favorite turtle actor, Leonardo DiCaprio. And we move on to the first route. And if you guys didn't know how a Nuzlocke works, it's basically you add a few set of challenges to make the Pokemon game just a little bit harder. So, the rules for this Nuzlocke are that 1, you catch the first Pokemon and only the first Pokemon in a new route, and if you don't catch it, tough luck. You can't use it. So, we move on, we catch a Starly in the next route, name him Burb. Another rule is you have to name every Pokemon you catch to make it more attached to you, and then if a Pokemon faints, you can't use it, you have to put it away in a box or release it. So, that brings us to our first gym battle against Rourke. We end up sweeping him with Turtwig, and that's that. It was fairly easy. Then we move on. Professor Rowan's out here giving life lessons to these ninja wannabes with their blue hair. I don't know what was really going on. All I know is he called them sorry specimens, and I thought that was hilarious because I didn't remember that when I was a kid. We carry Dawn in a double battle against Team Galactic, and then our Leonardo evolves. Next, we find a Shellos in the next route, and we name him Goober, and then, what do you know, our Starly evolves into Staravia. Moving on, we go to the Valley Windworks, we find Mars, and we take her on. And this battle's kind of scary, so I prepared. My Staravia used not quick attack, double team so many times just so that Perugly wouldn't crit me and kill me in one shot, because that battle's scary. I got out of it unscathed, made it into the forest, wherever the fuck I am, and we carry that person through and get to the second gym against Gardenia, which is fairly an easy gym because it's grass versus flying. It was easy peasy, as the kids would say. Moving on to our next battle, galactic boss battle against Jupiter. Not too insane. We were at a good level for that battle, and after that we catch a Machop, which is great, and we name him Chef because he's a good cook. Our Togepi from Cynthia finally hatched, and that will be very useful later in the runge. We actually get to talk to Ninja later, and then we move on to our next battle, third gym against Fantina, in which we have our first tragedy that struck, because this Miss Magius crit Shadow Balled and killed Leonardo after it hit itself, being confused. Our first huge loss, and I actually considered restarting at this point because I didn't think I could do it without my starter. But we ended up just seeing how things went, and we destroyed Barry in battle number 2. And after that, it only got worse. After deciding to continue to run, we had a series of deaths. First it was Machop to a Geodude self-destruct, and then Shellos got picked on by a Drifblim and a Lickitung, which is very disappointing. I don't know why they chose fucking Shellos. They could have split it up, divvied up attacks. One attacked my Burb and one attacked Goober, but no. Omnis Wind to Stomp. We will miss you, Shellos. But finally, we hit a positive, and this old guy gave us a Porygon, which was cool while it lasted, because we fought Maylene. Just kidding. We just used Staraptor for Maylene. Flying is super effective against fighting. She had no shot, just like Gardenia. For our fourth gym badge. Then we found a Girafarig in the next route, and we then caught a Buizel named Jet. Then we caught a Quagsire who we named Blob. a series of catching right here because we also caught a Krogunk in the Safari Zone. Then we beat our rival Barry for the 4th time. Maybe it was the 3rd time, I don't know. Then the battle with Crasher Wake. Kind of disappointing because we had to tank Porygon there, but we came out victorious without much more damage. Besides the fact that Team Galactic blew up a bomb in Pokemon and destroyed the marsh. Well, there was a positive that came along with that because afterwards we had a series of evolutions in which our Buizel evolved into Floatzel and our Togepi evolved into Togetic. Then we finally fought Ninja for the first time and we kicked his ass. This wasn't Fortnite, so it was pretty easy. Then we beat Barry for the 4th time! The last time was the 3rd, this was the 4th. We taught Togetic for this very gym battle Fire Blast, so we could take out all the damn steel types. Then he evolved, she evolved, I don't remember what it was, into Togekiss. Then we finally have our boss battles at the lakes, and we clean up what Dawn couldn't do against Mars and kick her ass again, like at the Valley Windworks. We'll see you, Mars. But there was a close call because she almost crit my Floatzel with Slash. But Floatzel tanked and we took her out with an Arrow Ace from Burb, who is extremely overpowered right now. Then we move on to Candace at Snow Point City for our 6th, maybe 7th gym badge. I kind of lost track here and I don't remember, and I don't care to look. But she was easy because we just used Fire Blast all the time. And it was an Ice-type gym, if you didn't know. So then we console Barry, because he had lost to Jupiter, and he was really down in the dumps. However, he is very determined. And then we finally got to see Ninja's cult. He got a bunch of Ninja wannabes to Fortnite dance and floss. So that was pretty impressive. I haven't seen that since New Year's. Moving on to the battle with Cyrus, we beat him mercilessly without taking much damage. I think Egg tanked most of this battle. Our Riolu finally hatched that we got from the one guy from Iron Island, and he'll be useful. You'll see later in the run. Giratina comes out of the ground and sweeps up Cyrus to take him to another dimension where there's going to be some lost footage because unfortunately some stuff got deleted. And we go down into the Distortion World, catch Giratina with a Master Ball, and defeat Cyrus for the last time without any casualties. Go beat Volkner of Sunny Point City, maybe it's Sunny Shore. I don't remember, but we got the 8th gym badge. And we did a lot of grinding because we were extremely underleveled in that Barry fight. We got out of that with no casualties, but we went and grinded, came back, and we were ready to fight Aaron, the Bug-type trainer, and the first trainer in the Elite Four. He was fairly easy because we had got Magneton outside of Sunny Point, or Sunny Shore, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's probably Sunny Shore because it's Snow Point and I'm an idiot. But we caught a Magneton, and we leveled up our Riolu into Lucario. So we were ready. Agnew Fire Blast, Bug-type trainer, Thunder. It wasn't that hard. But then we moved on to Bertha, who also wasn't that hard because she was Ground, Rock, and we had Floatzel and Blob, who were both water types. So it was pretty easy. Rhyperior was the only problem because it knew Earthquake. But we made it a really good switch here by knowing that he was going to use Earthquake, switching out with Egg, who ground types were ineffective to. He was poisoned from Blob's Toxic, and then he was a magical, or she, because it's a female Rhyperior, I apologize. She was one shot to a Magical Leaf from our Egg. So, with Rhyperior down and Bertha down, we moved on to the next battle in the Elite Four, battle number 3, and that is Flint. We are looking really good because we've had no casualties, and we are coming for you, Cynthia. So, Flint's up. He's a Fire-type trainer of the Elite Four, and again, just like Bertha, is super ineffective against water types. However, his Infernape knew Thunder Punch, but Jet can tank those. And he does, and finishes off the rest of Flint's team, and we move on to Lucian, who is a Psychic type trainer, and we taught, or I taught, Dark type moves to my Pokemon. Shadow Ball, because it's super effective against Alakazam, a Psychic type, and most of his team. However, when it came to his last Pokemon, at that sliver of health, Bronzong one-hit my Jet with a Psychic, which was super unexpected because it crit. That was very disappointed. I brought in Egg, and you wouldn't believe that he did it again, and one-shot crit my Egg. Luckily, Lucario came in. Welcome to the game, Lucario. You made your first appearance. Thank God for you, because you took out Lucian's last Pokemon and led us to Cynthia. However, I was not looking good. It was a 4v6 now. And Cynthia is the hardest champion, or one of the hardest champions in the Pokemon series. And she starts off with Spiritomb, which she normally would, which has 0 type disadvantages. Nothing is super effective against it. Luckily, a couple Earthquakes and a Thunder from Magneton get it done. Next, Garchomp. And this is where I feel like we have a shot. This is her strongest Pokemon. Level 62, and we poison it and kill it with Earthquake. That was huge from Blob. We move on to Roserade, who dies to a fly from our Staraptor, which is expected. And next, she's going to bring in here a Togekiss, which could be a problem if it is faster than Magneton, because it knows Aura Sphere. And if you didn't know, fighting is super effective against, I think it's Steel. So I debate here for a little bit what I should switch into, because I do figure out that Togekiss knows Thunder Shock, and that is the move Cynthia will probably use on Burb, in which I switch out to Blob or Quagsire. Thunder Shock won't do anything because it's ground type, electric types are ineffective. Then we Toxic it, and now that it's poison, I feel that it is prompt time to switch out for Magnet. And it used Air Slash, which is definitely understandable because Quagsire was in, and Air Slash did nothing. So I was in high hopes that we would have a sliver of a chance to get a Thunder off here. Maybe a Aura Sphere misses, but it doesn't. And I saw the Aura Sphere come out. I knew Magnet was gone. Rest in peace, Magnet. It is now a 3v3, I believe. Maybe it's a 3v2. But nonetheless, Toxic ends up killing the Togekiss, and Cynthia brings in her Milotic, which more or less we did the same thing with the past Pokemon in Garchomp and Togekiss. Toxic it and Earthquake it to death. Finally, we were on to our last Pokemon, and it was her Lucario, which is a fighting type and at a super disadvantage against a fighting type. The thing about this Lucario is that it knows Stone Edge, and I thought it would one-shot Burb using a Stone Edge, but for some reason the AI used Aura Sphere, and I thought I had it in the bag, but I forgot that he knew Extreme Speed, which the Aura Sphere did so much damage that she couldn't take my Staraptor couldn't take an Extreme Speed. However, Lucario comes in huge by taking a super effective Aura Sphere that left him at 9 health. And then it was close combat. Hit, thankfully, it didn't miss. And we did it. We completed our first ever Nuzlocke with 2 Pokemon remaining in Lucario and our Quagsire. But I can't complain. I completed it first try, first attempt. It was a lot harder than I kind of thought it would be, but I think I can definitely make it harder, especially this being my first attempt. I've played Pokemon my whole life, so there were definitely some things I did wrong that I could have saved a few Pokemon from dying. Like, I should not have kept my Groudon against Fantina for just the chance of getting a crit Shadow Ball to kill it. But I want to do this again. I might do some different games, and I'll catch you later.